Well, hello. It is an honor to be here and talk to you all about our wines, especially to everyone in Korea. We have been selling wine here for about 10 years. It's a very large market for us. I love coming here because I get to enjoy your cuisine, which I have a very hard time finding in California. So, Duckhorn Wine Company, it's a small family-founded company founded in 1976. There were a very small amount of wineries in the Napa Valley at the time, only 38 of them. At last count, no one really knows for sure, there are over 400. The primary brand that we have, the one that we're most well known for, is here called Duckhorn Vineyards. Our first vintage was in 1978, and we were the first winery in California to emphasize the Merlot grape. Some people had done Merlot in the past where they just blended it with Cabernet Sauvignon, but we decided that we were going to bottle a Merlot all by itself. We also did another 800 cases of Cabernet Sauvignon in 1978. I recently tried both of those wines, and they are still drinking well right now. So more than 30 years later, these wines from a little family winery in the Napa Valley are still pleasant. A few years after that, actually in 1994, we started another brand, a separate winery, separate winemaker, and that brand was called Paradox. Paradox is located also in the Napa Valley, but down south in the town of Yountville. And this is a very unique wine as well, in that we do nothing but blend Zinfandel and Cabernet Sauvignon. So again, it's something that's not done anywhere else in the world, not unlike when we first did Merlot 30 years ago. We were the first winery to emphasize Merlot. By having different wineries and different winemakers, you have a winemaker that all he does is focus on this blend of Zinfandel and Cabernet. We have a second winemaker, and all he focuses on is the Merlot and the Cabernet Sauvignon, and there's also a white wine, a Sauvignon Blanc, that goes with that. Finally, then there's a third winery way up in the Anderson Valley. That winery is called Goldeneye. By the way, that's a Goldeneye duck. Anderson Valley is about 150 kilometers north of the Golden Gate Bridge. It's in the country where there are redwood trees and apple orchards and some vineyards here and there. It's much cooler than Napa Valley. So because it's cooler, Pinot Noir grows very, very well up there. It's a beautiful place. If you're ever taking a trip out to California, I encourage you to visit. But you have to make reservations in advance because there's only one hotel in the valley and it has 8 rooms. What you find with all 3 of these wines is that they obviously all have a little duck theme to them, but most importantly, each wine is as good as can be produced at any cost, and they all can be consumed side by side on the table with the best wines in the world. We've been, as I mentioned, we've been producing wine for over 30 years in the Napa Valley, and all of our wines were not inexpensive. So for instance, in US dollars, these wines are $48, $52, and $55. So while they're wonderful wines, they're wines that not everyone is able to drink every night. I pay half price and I still can't drink them every night. So what we did is we realized that there was a large segment of the market where people wanted to be able to enjoy our wines regularly, but they just can't because the restaurants carry wines at a different price point, etc. So we started a wine called Decoy. A decoy is a sculpture of a duck that's carved, and we did, under the Decoy line, we did a series of wines. So there's a Cabernet Sauvignon, there's a Merlot, a Sauvignon Blanc, a Chardonnay, and Zinfandel, and those wines are much more popularly priced. So we're able to have a wine that you can enjoy by the glass at a fine restaurant, so you can just have a glass of our wine, or it's something that is at a supermarket or a department store that's at a price point that allows you to be able to have it on Monday through Thursday. For Korean customers, a couple things. One, you don't know how good you have it with your food here. I get to travel quite a bit around the U.S. and around the world, and I always look forward to coming out here and enjoying your kimchi, even though kimchi doesn't go very well with wine. I love to enjoy it. Secondly, this market is something that we're committed to. We'll be here regularly to support the market, to see how you all are enjoying the market, enjoying the wines, and listen to what you all have to say about the wines as well. And then finally, while I'm not able to get over here as often as I would like, you all are more than welcome to come and see us in the Napa Valley. So from Seoul to San Francisco is a little over a 10-hour flight, and then you can enjoy a couple days in San Francisco. It's a beautiful city, and then the Napa Valley is only about 1 hour drive away from San Francisco. So I look forward to raising a glass of wine and having a glass of wine with you all, whether it be in Seoul or whether it be in the Napa Valley. 감사합니다.
What a neat job.
Thank you.